What's Crisis on Earth X?
Tone Show.
Every year, the CW does a crossover event. That's what they call it. It's an event. It's not just a crossover with all four of their CW DC properties. So the events are going to start over. It's going to start with Supergirl and Flash, and then move on to Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. This year, instead of pitching it like the 4 episodes that are episodic in nature, they're pitching it more like it's going to be like a 4-hour movie. Basically, it's going to take part in their four shows. I felt that with the last crossover, besides the fact that Diggle got a son instead of a daughter, there wasn't much ramification that actually affected the plot of the other shows, and I wanted there to be some baggage from this. If this is going to be a crossover, let it be a crossover, because something's really going to happen. It's going to shake things up permanently in the shows, or at least for a little bit. I know in the comic book world people die and come back right away, but I want there to be some consequences from this crossover. Not just, hey, we're doing a crossover because the fans like it, and I do like it, but because it brings in great ratings, and it does bring great ratings, because even the shows that aren't doing as good benefit from the Arrow and the Flash pulling them in a little bit more. I want there to be like, hey, this character's crossing over permanently from this show to this show. Like, it would be cool if John Jones, for some reason, ends up on our Earth with Barry and Arrow. Or if the Flash, somebody from the Flash's Earth goes to Supergirl's Earth and stays there permanently. I'm not even saying something crazy like claw off a character, but there should be some type of consequences. You just can't keep saying, hey, there's a crossover and nothing really happened. So it should be motivated, because it helps further the plot along somehow. It makes it more interesting. So it should be about really good storytelling, not just about doing a crossover because, hey, the people like it and it brings in the viewership. I want to see some action, y'all. I didn't think that there was enough action thrown our way when we had the last crossover. And I also want to see a better villain. The Dominators, I don't know, they were kind of lukewarm. They looked like some washed up characters that they brought on, like, hey, they're gonna face them. So this time, just by looking by the sizzle, right, the sizzle they released, the promo, the trailer, you can tell that it's definitely some type of alternate version of them that they're fighting. There seems to be a Supergirl. She has like a Venom mask on, right? So the things that I really want to see again are consequences. I want to see some badass action, and I want to see a little bit of more mano a mano, more little interactions between the heroes. Last time they just really touch on it. If you're gonna do a crossover, do it right. Like, if you want to split up everybody and do some type of buddy system, that's fine. But at least let us see some interactions that we usually wouldn't be seeing, and let us see some real interactions, not like just like, hey, Supergirl. Last time it was really like looked over, like the little interactions. I think we didn't really see that. And one of the cool things is you have all these people who usually aren't together. Let's play on that. Let's have some fun with that, right? So another thing I also want to talk about is how many times are we gonna see heroes just marching in a straight line? That seems to be like the trope that we see a lot, right? How do you even do that? I can't walk on New York City sidewalk in a straight line. It's too narrow. So get rid of that. I don't want to see that anymore. No more heroes walking in a straight line, but I'll take some badass poses. So the crossover starting tomorrow. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it and see what happens, but I really want to see some consequences, CW. Don't just give us a crossover for the hell of it. Anyway, this is just a quick spitball on that. I just wanted to touch on this as it's happening tomorrow. This is a Tone Show, and as always, Tone Show.
Remember to like and subscribe for more Tone Show.